What is going on? Welcome back to Reddit Stories. Here at PSEUDOTV, we back for another episode, and if you didn't notice, I am wearing
Some scrubs.
I got a new job, so this episode is going to be about new jobs. Let's go ahead and get into some of these stories. Our first story. Am I the asshole for being upset with my son for finding a job without telling me?
My mama wouldn't be mad at that.
My son is 18. He is going to be attending community college and is living with me, my husband, and his two younger half-sisters. The other day, I found out that he found and accepted a job without telling me. I was upset with him about it, and the reason for that is, first of all, he should have told me since we live in the same house. And also, and more importantly, now I'm left without someone to stay with the girls from 3 to 8, where my shift starts and ends.
Girl, he is not the father of your child. He is the child.
My son is usually the one to stay home with the girls, and his new job is during these hours, so one way or another, we are impacted. He told me his friend found him this job and it just happened, but I don't think it did because he knew he had to give up staying with his sisters while I work. My husband travels most of the time, he's a pilot, and paid childcare is a no for me. My son said I shouldn't be surprised by him trying to work to save money to be able to pay for himself, but that is just absurd since he literally lives with us without having to pay for anything except his own entertainment. He said he needed the job and he wasn't realistically going to stay and watch his sisters for days on end, especially if he doesn't get paid for it. We kept arguing and my husband got involved, and he too was upset, saying that my son had no respect for us.
What?
My son basically had a like it or not attitude with us and kept refusing to discuss this with us, saying we have no right to be upset with him and should just accept it. But I think he's being inconsiderate of my husband and I's struggle to provide for the family as a whole. This should mean something to him, but he acted selfishly. ETA. Okay, it seems that I did not mention the reason why the babysitter option isn't ideal, and it's because my daughters don't want a babysitter. They're both dealing with some issues and are uncomfortable being with a stranger at home. Besides that, my son decided to stay with them and we didn't ask him or anything. ETA. Okay, some of you here are implying or suggesting that I'm making my son to be the girl's babysitter, but that is in fact not true.
Girl, yes it is.
He doesn't do much for them, just stays home with them while he studies or plays video games. He adores his sisters and only stays with them when he wants to. Otherwise, we wouldn't force him. Also, my husband said the girls are too young for therapy, and I agree with him on that. What?
Where did therapy even... Okay, anyways.
Let's, dial it back. So she's basically saying her son, 18-year-old man, 18-year-old boy or whatever, went out, got his own job without requiring help or anything, filling out an application, filling out the I-9, the W-2s, all of that. He did all that and got the job. And you're mad? Being mad that he could potentially contribute to the household is crazy. I think you're mad because you put him in this box of, hey, this is what I need you for and this is what you will always be for. And unfortunately, he outgrew that. Like you said, I'm not about to keep doing this and not getting paid for it, for one. And then for two,
he is not the father of these girls.
you and your husband are. So if y'all can't find a way to get the girls watched during this time period without involving the brother, then y'all have a problem that needs to be addressed. And now that it's being blatantly addressed because he went out and got him a job, now it's an issue. I understand that the father is a pilot and your work hours are weird and you don't want to the girls don't want a babysitter. Sometimes it's not up to the girls. You're the parents. You have to make the decision. They don't get to choose all the time. Now, I'm not saying that they need to be with a babysitter and force them to be uncomfortable. Obviously not. But that is a call that the parent has to make, because now you're treating this 18-year-old boy, your son, by the way, as if he's obligated to watch his sisters. And that's why a lot of people end up in therapy. A lot of kids end up in therapy because they're doing parental roles that the parent is not showing up to do. Please don't piss me off. Final verdict, you and your husband are both assholes, and I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and pack it up and let that man get to work. Let's read the first comment. You're the asshole. He isn't free childcare. He has his own life he needs to live, and what he is doing is bettering himself for the future. You need a better plan than forcing your kid to babysit for no money. I agree. And that, I believe, is a case closed story. Next story. Am I the asshole for calling my in-laws gold diggers for insisting to know how much my new job pays? I'm a male, 28 years old, Canadian, and my fiance, female, 26 years old, and her family are from Latin America. My mother and father-in-law found out about my new job and wanted to have a private conversation with me without my fiance, so they invited me to their house.
That's a little freaky. Okay, sorry.
They invited me into their guest room.
Okay, sorry. No.
My father-in-law asked me to leave my phone and keys at the dining table. They started talking about my new job. They had no idea how much I get paid and asked me to tell them about my salary, but I politely declined to tell them. They asked why. I just bluntly told them it was none of their business. Father-in-law chimed in saying, "You're marrying my daughter. Damn right it's my business," and kept on about making his daughter's future secured. I assured him that his daughter is in good hands, and besides, money isn't everything, and love and respect are what's important. Mother-in-law disagreed and said that money is an important factor, then gave examples of issues I'll have in my marriage if I'm not capable of providing for my family.
Oh, girl.
I refused to tell them, but again, assured them I'm doing well financially, so no worries. Mother-in-law refused to drop it, claimed I was being disrespectful by treating them like they were some strangers about asking how much I get paid, and demanded I give her a number.
Demanded.
I got so annoyed and wanted to excuse myself to the bathroom, but father-in-law got up and locked the door. I asked what the hell was he doing. He told me to calm down and that he'll unlock the door when this conversation is over. I blew the fuck up and told him that their behavior is unacceptable and what I earn is none of their goddamn business. Then told them that only gold diggers behave like this, and right then, they were giving me huge red flags. Mother-in-law gasped out loud, and father-in-law immediately unlocked the door and asked me to leave his house.
Okay, a little drama in the casa.
I grabbed my phone and my keys and walked out. Mother-in-law already called my fiance and was crying, saying I disrespected them in their house and called them gold diggers for just asking how I was doing with my new job.
You a lying ass hoe.
My fiance was upset, but I explained what her mom and dad did. She said I not only hurt her parents, but hurt her as well by calling them gold diggers, and I owe them an apology, but I refused to. Period. I asked if she thought what her parents did was okay, but she reminded me that she's with me because she loves me, whether I'm rich or poor, and it doesn't matter what others think. My fiance never cared about money nor acted materialistic. She works as a babysitter and is happy with it. She said that I needed to apologize for calling them gold diggers and hurting their feelings for being worried about us. Although I assured them I'm doing well financially and that should have been the end of it. But I guess I escalated, they escalated, and now I'm refusing to apologize. My relationship with them might suffer if I don't. Am I the asshole? Who the fuck do these people think they is? I definitely understand the parents wanting to feel that security or whatever, but to force him to put a dollar amount to the salary that he's making is crazy. Obviously, we're doing fine with the salary I'm currently making, so what would change with increase? That's all you need to know is that I'll be getting more money. And then I'm not letting her get up out of here either. The wife
Is it wife or girlfriend? Fiance.
The fiance taking her parents' side and saying apologize is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, especially if he told them exactly what happened or showed her this Reddit post of like how things played out. Why are you not checking your parents? I think once he told her, she already made up in her mind that he was wrong because why are you calling my parents gold diggers? And I get that. Don't call my parents no gold diggers, but also I get that there is context there that she may not be getting because she wasn't there in the moment. But either way, if this is your fiance, y'all are supposed to be together. The point of getting married is to start a new union and a new family, not completely blocking out your family members and things like that, but y'all are supposed to be a cohesive unit. And the forcing him to apologize and, oh, you're hurting me. No, y'all all need to sit down and have a big conversation together talking about how money is not a pivotal point in this relationship. And with that, my final verdict for this OP is not the asshole. Let's read the first comment. Not the asshole, but deeply consider getting a prenup and reevaluating your relationship. Your in-laws are gold diggers, and your fiance's reaction to it is deeply disturbing. She has her parents back before yours. Just because your fiance may not be exhibiting materialistic behaviors now, doesn't mean she won't ever, given what you just witnessed with her parents. The apple clearly doesn't fall far from the tree. I agree with him that your fiance should have your back. So like I said, final verdict, not the asshole. Let's get into our next story. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I hate her new job? Damn. My wife, a 37-year-old female, and I, a 38-year-old male, have been married for 12 years and have 3 kids. Damn. 3 of them things. 10, 8, and 6. Fun. During the pandemic, my wife's job allowed her to switch to 100% work from home.
Okay.
They never required her to go back to the office because her productivity actually increased, so there was no need. It made things easier for us too. I dropped the kids off at school and daycare in the morning and she picked them up in the afternoon. She was able to keep up with a few things around the house during the day. We saved on gas and car maintenance, etc. A few months ago, she was contacted by a recruiter about a job. It would be a nice step up in her career path as well as a boost in pay. But there were drawbacks. The company had no work from home policy and would require her to work in the office. This was apparently non-negotiable. It would also be a 45-minute commute for her. We talked it over a lot and I expressed my concerns about how this would impact our daily lives. I told her that I don't necessarily think that the bump in pay is worth the major changes to our daily lives. Not to mention the stress that a long commute can have on people and that could impact their mood and how they interact at home. She assured me that everything would be fine and that we would adjust as a family, and soon the new routine would just become our new normal. I told her that I would never tell her not to take the job, but I just don't know if it's worth the changes that it is going to bring. Ultimately, the decision was hers and she accepted the new job. She's been there for about 10 weeks now. To say it has been an adjustment is an understatement. She wakes up and leaves before the kids even get up. She'll help get a few things ready for them before she goes, but the entire morning kid routine is on me. I also do both drop off and pick up for all the kids too. Evenings have been a huge mess because I get home and try to get the kids distracted while I start dinner. When my wife gets home, she is usually stressed from the drive. Her commute has turned into over an hour due to construction and traffic, and takes 15 minutes to herself to calm down before eating alone. Then, after dinner, she's going to bed earlier because she has to wake up earlier.
Oof.
I told her that I feel her new job has put an unfair amount of household and childhood duties on me, and that she is being far less present in our lives when she's home. She told me that we just need to give it more time to adjust and things will get easier. I told her that 10 weeks is a pretty good adjustment period, and I hate it so far. She told me I'm being an unsupportive jerk and I need to give it more time. Edit. I don't have the emotional bandwidth right now to deal with the huge amount of sexist bullshit I'm getting here. Those kind of responses are why men don't open up when they feel exactly like I do right now and just bottle this up. I have to get ready to pick up my kids. They're getting Happy Meals tonight because fuck it. Oh man, this is crazy work. I think, oh Lord. First of all, okay. Girl, why are you getting this job if you know for a fact that it's gonna uproot your whole, like that is pretty selfish. I see both sides of this so far. So the wife, you're the asshole because why are you getting a job that's completely uprooting everything you guys have worked for? I understand that this might be a bump in your career and a small pay raise or anything, but you have to be considerate of the fact that you have a whole nother partner here that is going to have to take the brunt of all of the things you're already doing. Without a solidified conversation to split the duties evenly or make a commitment to doing XYZ on your half and XYZ on his half, the house is going to crumble. The kids are going to suffer as well because not only can he not show up for himself, he can't show up for the kids.
Wife.
Girl, you're barely showing up for anybody. Honey, you're in a car for an hour a day, sitting there and then want to come home and be mad and eat dinner on your own?
No.
You are in a marriage and you need to help clean up them kids. You need to put them down to bed. I can only imagine the sex life right now is
horrible.
So she's the asshole for that. Sir, I actually think you're being pretty supportive. Like you just brought up the topic. You never said, no, you can't get this job.
Because that would be crazy.
You're saying, please consider all of the things that you're going to be changing and if those things are worth, taking this new job. And it's seeming to me that they aren't worth it. I'm going to say, final verdict, not the asshole. First comment, everyone sucks here. You two are talking past each other. You say you wanted to come up with solutions, but you don't suggest any actual solutions. She was dismissive of your concerns and also didn't suggest any solutions. She's making more money, use that to outsource some of this stuff. As a general matter, I don't think it's fair to expect that over the course of a lifetime, your spouse's career will never require you to pick up the slack at home. That's valid too. These things tend to shift. She handled more stuff while she was working from home. Now it's your turn. If it's unsustainable for you, then absolutely talk about solutions. But I hate it is not a solution. OP goes on to say he did offer solutions, but the character limit prevented him from typing out all of them, every single aspect. So I definitely get that too. I can honestly say I didn't see it that way at the beginning. I still don't think he's the asshole. He could have came off better with how he approached her with the conversation. But all in all, I don't think he's an asshole. You can't make big giant life changes like that and then just expect your partner to adapt overnight. No, it's gonna take some time, honey. Next and final story. Am I the asshole for telling my new coworker it was misleading of him to be wearing his wedding band when he's a widower? You can't be serious. Hi, a couple of weeks ago, we had a new employee hired at the company. He's a good guy and a widower named James, 36. And to my knowledge, his late wife passed away 8 months ago. Me, a female 32 years old, and the other coworkers got along with him well. However, I noticed that he is still wearing his wedding band on his finger. It kind of confused me a bit, and I couldn't help but bring it up with him while on lunch break. Oh, girl. We talked and I pointed out that he was being misleading by still wearing his wedding band when he's a widower. He looked quite bothered by what I said, but I tried to explain that I think he was giving people the wrong idea or impression about his relationship status since he's technically single and on his own right now. Don't want to sound cruel, but I'm speaking from technical angle. James said that he didn't give it much thought, meaning he didn't care what people think, and that even if he wasn't wearing his wedding band and some woman approached him, he'd still turn them down since he's obviously not interested. For some reason, things got awkward and everyone stopped eating and just stared at James and me. I told him I don't know, but that really felt generally misleading of him, as in making people think he's in a relationship, married, when he is not, regardless of how he felt about being in a relationship. He got upset, called me rude, and said that I repeatedly disrespected his marriage and his late wife's memory with what I said, then took his stuff and walked away. My coworker said regardless of who is right or wrong, though some said he overreacted.
Who the fuck are y'all to say he overreacted?
There was no reason for me to bring this up in the first place and cause a scene and make James upset with us like that. Now he's not speaking to me and others who sided with me. Am I the asshole? Did I overstep or did he overreact? This was just a conversation we were casually having with the other coworkers, and I didn't use any insensitive tones or anything, but we had a discussion and it suddenly turned into an argument. I tried to let things calm down, but the situation got out of my hand unexpectedly. First of all, who are you to tell this grieving widower, as you've stated multiple times that he's a widower, that he can't wear his own wedding band for his ex-wife? I feel like some people really get into the mindset of, oh, I wouldn't do that, so other people shouldn't do that either. This has nothing to do with you. For you to speak to him and address him in a way that makes him feel bad in any type of way for wearing this wedding band makes you the asshole. And I will add this and say that every person, every coworker in that room, in that lunch break that agree with you is a piece of shit. And all of you need to grow a heart and mind your own fucking business. How dare you, and how dare any of you that are in this lunchroom sit there and tell this man that he is not allowed to wear his wedding band because it's confusing the people on his relationship status. All of you know his relationship status, so who the fuck is it actually confusing? And then also, I hate when people just comment on things they don't know shit about. He could be wearing this wedding band and currently dating a beautiful woman that's helping him grieve through this all and allowing him to wear this wedding band. And he's much better than me, I will also add that, because I probably would have talked so cold to your ass that you probably would have wanted to dig up a spot next to my wife. Final verdict, asshole. The biggest asshole, gaping. Let's read the first comment. You're the asshole. A wedding ring isn't a sign to others you aren't available. It's a commitment to a person you love. His wife might be dead, but if he's not ready to move on, then he's still committed to her. Your confusion about his status isn't his concern.
Clock that.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Reddit Stories on PSEUDOTV. Of course, I'm trying to get these out every Monday. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Click the link in my bio and you could drop all the suggestions you like into that form. If you like these videos and like listening, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of the things. And I will catch you on the next episode of Reddit Stories. PSEUDOTV.